As I've been going more and more into playing the older DBZ games, as well as playing DBZ Kakarot again, and just overall showing my wife Dragon Ball because she hasn't really seen it. She just finished up Naruto, which was like her first big anime. I've been kind of reanalyzing Vegeta. I don't think we all got the right idea exactly when it comes to all the videos and all the content that's out there about Vegeta's downfall. I get it, this isn't going to be some type of video essay, it's not going to be a super long video, it's just something that I've been thinking about, and I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts and see what everybody else is kind of feeling about it, and let me know what your opinions are. But as I've gotten older, I realized that Vegeta really just carries around a buttload, like a crap ton of trauma. This man's whole race, all the Saiyans, was enslaved, right? So they were all enslaved. Then he already was aware of that by the time he was like a few years old, and he had to go work for his captors, being Frieza and all of that. And then on top of that, his planet was blown up when he was a child, and then he just grew up just around people that was constantly on top of him, not showing any type of care or love or passion. I mean, the only thing he was shown was, oh, we gotta uphold this pride, we gotta be strong, like, cause of his father. Really, when you put two and two together, the niggas suffer from the same shit that other niggas suffer from in the hood. So he didn't have a really good upbringing. Because we see Vegeta get very emotional, and we see moments where he puts his pride to the side, right? But I feel like if you're going to say Vegeta's pride gets in his way and that's his downfall and that's why he's not so strong and all this other shit, you gotta really see where his pride comes from. It's not just because he's born with that. Because I don't think all Saiyans are born with it. I think all Saiyans are born like any other human, and there's a reason why humans and Saiyans are very compatible, in that Saiyans are just from like the current, well, at the time, their current patriarchy was just, okay, you have a child, all you teach them from birth is just be wicked or evil. And just in case somebody wants to use Gohan as an example, saying, well, Gohan didn't grow up on planet Vegeta and he's still shown the same amount of pride when he was fighting Cell. That's not the same thing. He showed a large amount of arrogance. Arrogance and pride aren't the same thing, but they're often hand in hand. To them, it's not really wicked or evil. They're just space pirates, and that's just what they're known to do. They're just going to do this all the time. So to them, they don't know if that's wrong or right. That's just their lifestyle, right? And then you grow up just believing that. It's the same way if you grew up religious and you never decide to question anything. You just think this is the right way to do stuff all the time. You're not right. You're not wrong. At least in your mind, you don't know any better. So to you, you're just like, hey, you know, this is how life is. So I feel like that's really the mentality of a lot of Saiyans. They're just born into it, so they just think that's what life is, and all other races should bow down. And a lot of these Saiyans were born into captivity through Frieza's whole unit, really, because King Vegeta already knew shit was going down. Why am I talking about King Vegeta right now? Because it really goes back to, again, Vegeta. He's also a victim of this. Every time that we see him fail, and every time that we see him struggling, it's always with somebody else in mind. It's never with just himself. It's never just, I gotta get stronger for me. I want to protect my family. I want to do this for myself. It's always like that mentality of even being a YouTuber sometimes, or being a young child. Usually, there's some studies to back this up, by the way. Usually, if you experience a certain amount of trauma when you're a child, your mentality can kind of be stuck in that state from when you experience that for years and years and years to come. Vegeta is in his 30s, going on 40s or whatever, in Z and Super and all this shit, and the end of Z, and he's still talking about trying to prove himself to someone else. It's never for himself. He never says, I need to do this for me. It's very, very rare that we get moments that are breakthroughs in his mentality where he's like, I need to do this for my son. I got to do this for my family. I don't want the earth to blow up because I have a family here. Like, think about it. There's a lot of moments where Goku be looking at Vegeta like, are you seriously about to let your pride get in the way? Are you serious about to say that? And You have a family here. Are you ready to let this family die too? And then he'll kind of like choke up and he's like, all right, shut up. Don't say anything. Because he knows Goku is right. He knows that he's right deep down. You gonna let him tell you, and you're gonna let yourself get in the way of your family right here. But without that guidance, without somebody kind of checking him and saying, yo, you need to calm down. Do you not see the shit that you going through right now? Do you not see the stuff that you doing? He would probably just keep going on and on and on about, I gotta get stronger because I don't want to lose to Kakarot. I don't want to lose to this person. I gotta be stronger for this. I want eternal youth. And he didn't ask for a bunch of other stuff that you could ask. This man asked, he wanted Shenron to give him eternal youth and immortality. He didn't ask, I could probably restore Planet Vegeta. I could probably, like, he's never thinking for himself, not truly. It's always, I gotta be stronger than the next person. I gotta be better than the next person. It's like he's trying to prove himself to someone else, but at the same time, he's trying to prove that he can be stronger than somebody else to himself. It's like it's a toxic mentality is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I'm saying what I'm trying to say the right way. And, like I said, I didn't like script out or write out shit. I just decided this morning I'm going to sit down and really think about this. Well, not think about it, but really just voice kind of some of my opinions, I guess, on Vegeta's whole pride conversation. Because I feel like so much of it really does boil down to his mentality. He has a toxic mentality, and it comes from his childhood. It comes from his upbringing, and he's not really done anything thoroughly to try to check that or fix that. So I don't know, maybe I'm just yapping or something, just yapping the yap, but you let me know down below or something how you kind of see the situation. Again, I just analyzed how Vegeta was just really roughly brought up, and he doesn't really do stuff for himself, and not in the sense of him being selfless, but in the sense of him always trying to prove his worth to someone else. And then he uses the excuse that, like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be better than this person because I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. Who cares? I don't care if you're born into royalty. Some people have some strengths, some people have other weaknesses. Like, instead of him trying to grow his strengths, he just tries to compete with everyone else. Having a competist mindset isn't bad, but he doesn't do stuff for himself. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just yapping. I'd love to hear what more people think about this, and then maybe I could probably maybe I could do another video. Maybe I could do another video with it being more structured, having more of the community's feedback, and maybe seeing how other people feel about Vegeta's mentality, because I think that's something that's important to have. When you look and analyze somebody like Goku, for example, he doesn't really have toxic mentality traits. He just, every time that he's getting stronger and he's bettering himself, he's doing it for himself, and that's why he's so strong. And yes, he's trying to get stronger, and he's trying to fight somebody else that's stronger, but he's just doing it for himself, for his enjoyment. He's not doing that for the sake of someone else. He's not doing that because he wants to be like, oh, I gotta get stronger and prove myself to this person. Whereas Vegeta, it feels like he's constantly trying to prove himself to like Goku or to his family, because if anybody around him says something, I get that ropes into like his pride thing, but the pride comes from somewhere. I just don't, I know it's what's told to us. I just don't think that's what all Saiyans are like just born with. Like, yes, you have a Saiyan's pride, but that Saiyan's pride is just something that's just ushered in. It's machined in because we see the strongest Saiyans put their pride to the side. So maybe it's really just something that's phoned in that King Vegeta had to tell the freaking other warriors about. Because really, when you think about it, King Vegeta had to put his pride to the side so that way he could not get killed by Frieza. So maybe Frieza, knowing that Saiyans could be stronger, maybe there's mythos and legends somewhere that say when you put that pride to the side, when you really about that strength in that family and all this other shit, then you get the legendary Super Saiyan. You gotta remember, Frieza was controlling a lot of shit. He was scared. And then this man was pressed. He couldn't sleep at night. This nigga was like J. Cole with Kendrick. I mean, like, he couldn't sleep, bro. He couldn't sleep. So then this motherfucker just was like, I'm gonna destroy the whole planet. But he had a pact. He had an agreement for some years. And he had all these Saiyans that were being born just thinking, this is just how life is. So, you know, maybe it was something that was phoned in for so many generations, so many years, for Saiyans to just think that this is how they had to be. This is their mentality. You're just born this way. Where it was actually, no, this is what you think you were born with. We just been telling you this and showing you this for so long, and then all the elders have been just recently dying out or something, or if anybody spoke up about that shit, they were killed off, or they were sent off on purpose to planets they knew they was gonna die on, and nobody was gonna check on them or something. Like, when you really think about the shit that they could have been doing, Saiyans were really getting fucked. Because if that was the case, right, and I get maybe in an alternate timeline, maybe shit is just entirely different just for the sake of it being different. But a part of me thinks, like, when we see Kaba, I think that's his name, that was from the universe tournament, right? He doesn't really have this whole Saiyan pride thing, and it makes him look like, oh, he's weaker, and like, yeah, he's weaker compared to freaking Vegeta because he's been training for like ages longer than he's been freaking alive. But I don't know, I'm looking at the situation and I'm thinking, you know, his planet of Vegeta doesn't have like all these prideful thing. They're about family and coming together, and you still have strong warriors over there. So, and they're not being completely controlled by another race. So I think it's possible that Planet Vegeta's whole thing in the universe that we're used to seeing Vegeta grow up in and shit like that was completely manufactured. But I don't know, maybe that's another video for another time for me to dive into, and why I really think about it, even though I kind of gave a glimpse, a spiel really, of why I feel that way. But again, I'm rambling. 12 minutes, damn. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.